Jai Shriman Narayan.
Jai Shriman
Jai Shriman Narayan.
Jai Shriman
Jai Shriman Narayan.
Jai Shriman
I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagat Guru Sudarshan Acharya Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvas. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi, and I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome all those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally and internationally, and I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. I also welcome those that's watching this discourse on TikTok. A huge welcome to our Lord Ram, on this auspicious day, on this Diwali at the Sri Narayan Dham here in Durban, South Africa. And those of you that are present here physically in the ashram, you must be able to feel the presence of the Supreme Lord. That is why we celebrate these days. When we celebrate these days, then the Lord appears through His name. The Lord appears through His name. There is no difference between the name and the Lord. He is existent, His potency is existent eternally in His name. So the name Ram means the source of all pleasure. And as I stated last week, that we are in a constant state of conflict. This universe is in a constant state of conflict, and it can be likened to a prison. And in every prison anywhere in the world, there are different grades of prisoners. Some prisoners are in solitary confinement, some prisoners are in active service in the prisons, and other prisoners are living a little bit more luxurious life than those that's in active service or those that are in solitary confinement. Do you know that? Do you know there are different levels of prisoners in prison?
Yes.
Yes. So similarly, in this universe, there are also different grades of humans, and animals are categorized in different grades, plants are categorized in different grades, aquatics are categorized in different grades as well, and these gradings emanate from the very first substance that constitute material matter, and that is material nature, the 5 elements of material nature. So in these prisons, those that are kept in solitary confinement will be influenced by the mode of ignorance or the mode of tamas. They will be perpetually committing the same crimes, and it is necessary for the prison authorities to put them in solitary confinement. Then there are other prisoners who are very, very active, sports people, carpenters, mechanics, and other active prisoners. They will be involved in work during the day in the prison, either cooking, cleaning, washing, and all types of activities. They are prisoners in Rajogun. And then you get those exemplary prisoners who committed crimes but are not real criminals. They are people who have righteous conduct and have been placed in prison for some mistake that they made, either big or small. So their lifestyle will be more on the righteous side. Yes or no? They'll try and follow all the requirements that is given in the prison, and they will try to live to the best of their ability a righteous life whilst in prison. Similarly, this universe is a prison. There is no escape from this universe, from the daily conflicts in life, from everything that's happening in this universe. You can go and you can pray your heart out. Asmika, there's one guru that's going to be praying for world peace, So you can pray your heart out. The universe is not going to listen to you. Otherwise, if it was so simple, then we can have a prayer week where all the mosques, all the temples, all the churches, all the synagogues, if we pray for 1 week solid, then we will be able to alleviate the world suffering. Is it possible?
Yes.
Is it possible?
Yes. No. Little suffering.
Not possible. Because this world is constructed scientifically, and you need science to remove the suffering. You need a scientific way to remove this suffering. So if the whole world go into prayer, there is going to be no difference. Because if we pray every day, every minute, there's prayer somewhere in the world, is there not?
Yes.
Is it alleviating any suffering?
No.
So I don't know how this one guru is going to help this suffering in the world. So the Supreme Lord has made a way out of this suffering. He has created a way out of this suffering. So when we look at society and then we look at prisons, it is those in society that do not want to follow the rules and regulations of the country that are put into prison. Yes or no? We are in this material universe since time immemorial, are we not? It would infer that we did not want to follow the Supreme Lord's instructions somewhere. Yes or no?
Yes.
And He created an environment for us. What is the purpose of a prison? For reformation. So this universe has been created for reformation only. For reformation only. Then from time to time, when the world and humanity goes bonkers, when the world and humanity goes bonkers, you all know what bonkers mean. Are we in a bonkers state at the moment?
Yes.
Right around the world, is there chaos today? If you go to any TV channel, if you go to any newspaper, you go to any podcast, are we experiencing chaos?
Yes.
Have we ever witnessed this level of chaos internationally in our lifetime?
Yeah.
So this is at quite a very, very high state and rate, is it not? We are on the brink of world war, aren't we?
Yes.
Every day, for the past 2 years, we have been on the brink of World War III, aren't we?
Yes.
If one idiot from either side, both sides have idiots, yes? Idiots are on both sides. If one idiot from either side presses one button, what is going to happen? It will be the end of mankind. Yes? You think this has happened in the past?
Yes.
You think civilizations have been wiped out before? Yes. This is why we find so much of architecture where we cannot explain how these artifacts and architecture was formed. Have you Googled and seen ancient architectures?
Yes.
Can any modern tool we have produce that at this point in time? It means there was a greater, more civilized humans in a more civilized environment than this before. Yes? Because we don't have technology, and this is real evidence, this is scientific evidence, you can check it out yourself, that there was another more superior civilization which we are witnessing through archaeology, are we not?
Yes.
Yes, many of the writings cannot be deciphered, and there are many tools that we see, we don't know what they were used for and what's the purpose. Yes? So this means that this conflict state, the flux of this universe, hot, cold, anger, hatred, love, all these ingredients cannot be solved religiously. Yes? How do we know that? If it could have been solved religiously, it would have been done a long, long time ago. Yes? And as I stated last week, is religion one of the major factors of the conflict in the world today?
Yes.
Hmm? And if you go on social media, there's a lot of religious banter going on, yes? So everything that we tried, religion, prayer, rituals, sacrifices, all of these things cannot help mankind redeem himself. Yes? You can go to all your places of worship. When you come out, you are back in the storm. And all those places of worship has no capacity to insulate you against the storm that you are in. Yes? So you need an intervention. You need an intervention. There are two types of energies in this world. Everything is made up of energy and matter. Everything is made up of energy and matter. Your body is a bundle of energy construed around matter. You have matter in your body and you have energy in your body. And this entire universe is made up of energy and matter. Can matter be transformed into energy? Can matter be transformed into energy? Can you heat? Is metal matter or energy? And if you heat it at a certain temperature, does it boil over? When it boils over, what it is? And when it solidifies, it is? Now just keep that thought. So this entire universe is a technology. A scientific technology would matter and energy. And this human body is a scientific technology with matter and energy. The energy comes from the light, so we are made of light. Energies. How many colors are our energies? How many colors in the sunlight?
7.
So all the energies in you have 7 colors. Then there's energy emanating from the ground. Energy emanating from the ground. What type of energy is that? It's magnetic energy emanating from the ground, and it infuses with the electrical energy that you absorb from the sun, either directly or indirectly. When you eat your fruit, you eat in the sun's energy. You eat in vegetable, you eat in the sun's energy. When you eat in meat, you indirectly eat in the sun's energy, because that animal that you ate took its energy from grass. Yes? We eat herbivores. So that animal is a mechanism to take the energy from the grass, transfer it to its body, and when you eat meat, you eat that transferred energy which still emanated from the sun. And what has all this got to do with Diwali? What has all this got to do with Diwali? You understand? So everyone knows the gross story of Diwali. Everyone knows the gross story of Diwali. What is the gross story of Diwali? Lord Ram was victorious over Ravana, and he returned from 14 years of exile, and we celebrate that. But what was the reason for Lord Ram to, in the first place, enter this earth's atmosphere? What was the reason for him to descend as an avatar?
To end the chaos.
Yeah. So where must you focus? Because look at where Diwali is gone today. Where is Diwali today?
Chaos.
It's become more chaos. Diwali itself has become chaos. Yes or no?
Yes.
It's all about entertainment. Is it not? Diwali is now an entertainment event. Yes?
Yes.
And what is the purpose of the Lord descending as in his incarnation as Rama? For conflict resolution. Because when man and religion cannot resolve conflict, you need the Creator. Don't you need the Creator? If you take your microwave to all the technicians around and they can't find a fault, then ultimately you have to take it to the manufacturer. Yes? So in this state of chaos, in Treta Yuga, 2 million years ago, how long? 2 million years ago in Treta Yuga, when there was 75% of righteousness and 25% of unrighteousness. When the negative energy lived in a separate country and the positive energy lived in a separate country, the Lord still saw it fit to come down and resolve the conflict. So what should we be celebrating today? What should the message be today? Because this is where Sanatana Dharma turned into Hinduism. They forget the science and absorb the ritual. Forget the science and absorb the ritual. Tell me, if you hear today that Lord Ram 2 million years ago came out of a forest after winning a battle with Ravana, and you light all your lamps and you celebrate, how did it help you as a family? Aware? You think the Lord came here, He took this incarnation, He stayed so many years in our planet. Did He enter our planet?
Yes.
He went through so much of hardships, did He not?
Yes.
For you to have a gathering with the message of victory, light over darkness. You think He came here for that purpose? Is God not absolute?
Yes.
Whatever He does, should it not be absolute?
Yes.
And if He came down 2 million years ago, and we say the message of the Lord has to be eternal. Message of the Lord has to be eternal. Then what you think Lord Ram would want from wherever he is seated today? On this particular day, what you think Lord Ram would want? He would want you to deliver yourself from this conflict-ridden world. His message, His sacrifice would be for you to deliver yourself from this conflict-ridden world. And how would you do that? How would you do that? So, when He took His incarnation, what would be His aim and objectives of His incarnation?
To end chaos.
to achieve righteousness.
So the laws are already set since creation. Is it not? Our constitutional law, our eternal constitutional law, is it not dispersed into the universe at creation? But just that law is not enough for mankind. Yes? Is it enough? So the Supreme Lord, because He is absolute, then is it not necessary for Him to descend into this prison that He has created and show us how to enact that law? He is our creator. He is saying our behavior was not right, so He had to create this prison. Then He set laws which we were supposed to follow to come out of this prison. And don't you think it is His duty to also come into this prison and teach us personally how to get out of this prison? You think that's what a mother will do? And we say a mother is the most compassionate personality on this earth. And if the Lord is the reservoir of compassion, how much more compassion has the Lord had for His entire creation? You think the Lord is happy today on what is happening in this universe or on this planet Earth? Today, as it stands, you think the Lord is happy?
No.
That His creation is almost at the brink of devastation. Is He happy?
No.
So we need to step out of our religious thinking, because religion has no capacity. Religion has no capacity to mother mankind. Yes or no? Are we experiencing it?
Yes.
All religions has no capacity to mother mankind. And above religion is spirituality. Above religion is spirituality. The reason religion was created was for discipline of a particular community at a particular time to be one-pointed in God. Yes? Now that is over. Can you see it's over? All of us, can we experience it? It's over? But can we live spiritually? Whilst we in our religion, can we live spiritually? Whilst we maintain our religious status quo, can we live spiritually? You say no, Jess?
Yes, good.
Tana, you say? Anyone else?
Yes.
How did we? Whatever, when we say scientific, then we must be able to experience it. Then we must be able to experience it. That is why we are here. We are here in this material universe for experiencing everything that needs to be experienced. So on my real birthday, I took you and I made you experience spirituality. I don't do anything for no reason. Did I not take you? And did I not make you experience spirituality, Jessica?
Yes, good.
Where we had my birthday?
I got you in the church.
No.
Church.
Oh, sorry, at the church.
Yes. Coincidentally, it was a
Church.
church.
The first one. The real. The fourth.
The third,
Sorry,
Jessica.
the third.
So on the third, I took you to a place that had Muslims, Christians, Hindus, one Hindu who just came from a Ram Bhajan, Buddhist, Kurta. Then we had coloreds, Indians, and there was a black guy. So multi-racial, inter-religious, but everyone came there and made this place higher than their religion, because they said, are they still in their religion?
Yes.
How do you know? I've attended over 100 meetings. I've attended over 100 of these meetings, and everybody gives gratitude to their God of their understanding. They say, I give gratitude to my God of my understanding. So a Muslim, a Christian, a Jew, whichever religion you belong to, a Hindu, in this platform gives gratitude to a God of his or her understanding. And the brotherhood, there is no greater love overflowing than in this inter-religious brotherhood. Is there? Because they all have a common illness, and none of the religion could cure this illness. They had to come on a spiritual platform, and this spiritual platform arrested their illness. And these platforms are around the world. These platforms are around the world. When you transcend your religion and enter the spiritual place in oneness, the power is so great that whatever you are going through will be arrested. Have we experienced this? Yes. So for the past, this set of platforms have been successful for the past 50 years around the world. Past 50 years around the world. And this is what I am teaching. This is what I am teaching, and this is what you should be taking home this Diwali. This is what you should be taking home this Diwali. So this is the teaching. This is why the Supreme Lord incarnates to end conflict in humankind. This is why the Supreme Lord incarnates. Not for today. Vasan bought a huge, so big cracker, it's in my kutir there. Huge. Okay? I was frightened to sleep last night, just in case
It goes off.
it goes off in my kutir. Okay? That is why I'm so tired today. No, this is not why the Lord incarnates. The Lord incarnates so that there can be a resolution to conflict on the ground. So how would you associate yourself, Jessica, with Lord Ram's birth? Vasan, you can put the aircon on. Topic is getting hot. You can open the windows as well, Jana.
Open.
All these windows are open. what would you do, Jessica? What would you want to do now? We need to be scientific. Yes, that's the word. You need to go and research the birth. You need to go and research the birth. You need to see how he lived in his youth, how he lived as an adult, how he lived as a king, how he lived as a father, and how he lived as a husband. Because if you follow those ideals, then you'll find that all those ideals that he lived will be within the parameters of this eternal constitution that I talk about. Forget the name Ram. Call him the source of all pleasure. Call him the source of all pleasure, so we don't get a Hindu bias. Call him the source of all pleasure. That's what Ram means, the source of all pleasure. And follow the sage Valmiki. Follow the book that he wrote and see how Lord Ram lived. So the first thing should come to mind is that his father had a guru in the palace. His father had a guru in the palace called Vasistha. Then you need to research, go and research from which lineage Vasistha Muni emanates, because according to the Padma Purana, there are only 4 authorized lineages. And this is the biggest chaos in the Hindu world today. Gurus just mushrooming anywhere and taking you away from the teachings of this eternal constitution, and making small pockets of Hindus all over the world. Yes or no?
Yes.
So start there now. If you want to be authentic, you want to follow the Supreme Lord in his incarnation, go and check who was Vasistha Muni. And you'll find that Vasistha Muni is from the Sri Sampradaya. If you see Lord Ram's tilak, if you see Lord Hanuman's tilak, it comes from the Sri Sampradaya. So the first thing is, the Lord took his birth in one of these authorized spiritual institutions. Yes? And his guru was from one of these authorized spiritual institutions. And I'm talking about 2 million years ago. Treta Yuga is 2 million years old. Treta Yuga is 2 million years old. And I'm talking about 2 million years ago. And I'm talking about the Lord. I'm talking about the Creator. I am talking about the Creator. The Creator followed a spiritual lineage that is found in our eternal constitution. And he lived his entire life under the guidance of his guru. He lived his entire life under the guidance of his guru. When he wanted to marry, he asked his guru permission. When he wanted to shoot that big bow, he asked his guru permission. When he came back from the forest, the very first person's feet he fell flat on was his guru. Everything he did through his guru. And if the Creator God did not create his own system, if the Lord himself, who took his birth on this planet Earth and did not create his own spiritual system, what must you learn from it? What must you learn from it? That whatever authorized systems are in place on this planet, even if you are God, even if you are the Supreme Lord, you have to fall into place. If you don't fall into place and you created the system, that means the system is worthless. Does it make sense? If you create a system and you validate it, then you yourself have to follow that system that you created. Are you understanding? So the very first part, if you scrutinize Lord Ram, he took his birth in the principal Sampradaya, which is the Sri Sampradaya. What principle means? Main. He is the Supreme Lord. You have to take his spiritual birth. You have to take his birth in the principal Sampradaya. It's common sense and logic, yes? So Lord Ram took his birth in the principal Sampradaya, which is the Sri Sampradaya. He lived according to all his Guru's instructions. He took advice from his Guru. And the most important thing, most important aspect in this context will be he never built his own Sampradaya. He never changed the eternal constitution in any way. Why did he do that? Vasan? Why did he not change one comma or one full stop of the eternal constitution? And no man is allowed to change it. If God does not change his eternal constitution, then no man, no matter how great, how charismatic, no matter who you are not allowed to change the Lord's eternal constitution and laws. That is one. Number two, who did the Lord fight? And what was the qualities of the person whom the Lord fought? When he came back in victory after 14 years, the victory is not important. What are the qualities he destroyed? When his mother asked him, "Did you kill Ravana?" what was his answer? He said, "No, Ma, I did not kill Ravana. His vices killed him." Yes? What are those vices?
Ego.
That's all. Thousands, I've done thousands of these courses. Anger. Anger. Anger in the family. Is there anger in the family? Is there anger at workplace? Is there anger in society? Is there anger in religion? Is there anger at your religious or your place of worship? Are you understanding? Hatred. Is there hatred in the family? Is there hatred at work? Is there hatred in society? Is there hatred in your religion? Yes, I'm saying all of us are seated here today. Some of us are hating some other people here. Some of us are angry with some other people here. Yes or no?
Yes.
So understand what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not positioning a particular faith into people. I don't believe in changing your religion, because it won't help. If you still got anger, hatred, jealousy, if you got these vices in you, I can take you from a Hindu to a Muslim, from a Muslim to a Christian, from a Christian to a Jew. You'll still be the same. An angry Hindu is an angry Muslim. An angry Muslim is an angry Christian. An angry Christian is an angry Jew. Yes? I can take you around. This is why I'm saying I want to impose the science. I want to impose the science which is universal, which will fit any religion. This science that I'm infusing into mankind, will it fit any religion?
Yes.
You understand? This is a universal spare part. Universal spare part that can fit anywhere. Are you understanding what I am trying to infuse in the world? You cannot, conversion is not necessary. Conversion is not necessary. We need to do a software update in the whole of humanity. If you do it in one religion, will it help?
No.
Not logical. You have to do it for the whole of humanity. So, we need to transcend our race. We need to transcend our race. Yes, because we are racially biased all the time. Aren't we? So we need to transcend our race. We need to transcend our religion, because we are religiously biased all the time, aren't we? We need to transcend our vices. It is our vices that keep us in these modes where we think we are superior than others. And it's a long journey. It is a long journey. And it's my mission. It is my mission to disperse as much knowledge in this regard as possible. The last time this happened was 1,000 years ago. And it happened in one part of, or it happened in a continent, India. It happened in India. 1,000 years ago, it took Lord Ramanuj 20 years to crisscross India and tell everyone, you are the same. He was the first known social integrator / guru in the world. And if you go, all the information is on Google. Go and research which other institution or guru has taken this baton of inter-religious, interracial, intercultural harmony. Okay, you can Google. But I can say that we have been the most successful in this modern world today. Have we not?
Yes.
Because in the background, I work with Islam, I work with Christianity, I work with Judaism. In the background, I'm doing a lot of work, which at this point in time I do not want to publicize, but I'm doing a lot of work in the background, and we are very, very successful. We are very successful in the amount of work that we are doing in this country, which is going to go international very soon, in order to bring our oneness into its perspective. So tomorrow I've been invited to a for an interview at the University of KZN by a professor who is going to be the custodian. And they, from the university perspective, they're not calling it oneness, they're calling it unism. They are calling it unism, and tomorrow will be my very first interview. So we're going to take this into the academic world. That's what he wants to do. He wants to take all our practical experiences and he wants to teach it to students in academia. So our work has taken, we've been working hard, Khatija. I think you have been with us from day one. You remember our first interfaith, intercultural, multiracial event that we had where you were the MC. You remember? And look how far we went. Now the academic world has found us. Okay? So nothing you do in the name of God is a waste. Nothing, not a step you take in the name of God is a waste. So I want to conclude that we need to take all these huge occasions and we have to be practical. We have to be practical. We have to be realistic. We have to be realistic. God does not want to remain hidden all the time. God does not want to remain hidden all the time. Which mother wants to be hidden from her children perpetually? But before you find God, you need to find yourself. Before you find God, you need to find yourself. And the job of the Guru is to teach you how to find yourself. So again, I'm saying, in this chaos, in this madness, the world is in a state of bonkers, as I said. My 5-year-old devotee, if he's around till the end of his life, he can gauge the Guru's wisdom himself. So with all that what is happening, there is a way we can still be civil. There is a way we can still love. There is a way. It's useless going to God when you hate your fellow human being. It's useless going to God when you're jealous of your fellow human being. I felt Jessica's jealousy last week when she heard I went to the movies. So Jessica, what you can do, what you and Satish can do if you're around by the 9th of November. Not around.
Yeah.
You can take me to the Beru and Bala show at Suncoast.
No,
Alright? And maybe a lot of us can go as well. Oh, concert.
we're going in the morning.
Oh, sorry, boy.
But the show is in the afternoon.
Okay. Yeah, we can do one big,
Big.
then your jealousy will be
Gone.
gone. Okay? So I'm being serious. You can go to all these places of worship. You can pour all the milk you want. You can bust all the coconut, even the busting of the coconut. You know, I see people go in trance-like states and bust the coconut, right? Scientifically, coconut water is absolutely pure. And the Lord wants you to drink coconut water. Right? And the flesh of the coconut has great nutrients in it. The Lord wants you to eat. Right? But don't go in a trance
Give it to the Lord.
bust the coconut willy-nilly. Alright? I'll explain the science and the stupidity behind the busting of the coconut. All the Lord wants you to is have some coconut water and eat the flesh of the coconut. Alright? Nothing else. Nothing. You won't achieve anything satisfied. You can take sendur and dot the 3 eyes of the coconut, tie a sari over the coconut and imagine her to be more beautiful than Jessica. No, that's not what the coconut is there for. You want a wife with 3 eyes? Don't go for the coconut. Coconut is merely a fruit. Coconut is only a fruit. So these are the stupid things we do in so-called Hinduism, which God doesn't want you to do. God never asks you. It's not sanctioned in by any incarnation of the Supreme Lord. All of you understand? So the most important thing to do instead of busting coconut is bust your anger, bust your greed, bust your hatred, bust your envy, bust your pride, and bust your ego. Bust your ego. That is what God wants you to do. And that is what Lord Ram, he only came down to earth. His primary reason for coming down to earth is to tell you, take away your anger, take away your hatred, take away your pride, take away your greed, take away your envy, and remove your ego. That's his primary reason. Nothing else. Forget all. I know in most of the discourses today around the world, they'll be talking on the last chapter of how Hanuman Baba carried the mountain, he became Superman, and he assisted Lord Ram. Yes, all those are part of the story. But the synopsis, the crux, the summary, what you need to know is to remove all these vices that are prevalent in you. And up until the time you do not remove the last vestiges of these vices that are in you, you're not going to come out of this prison. You are not going to come out of this prison. You might have a better life in this prison. You might have a better life. You're not in solitary confinement or you're not in punishment duties. You're living a luxury life in prison. It's all because you bribed Mother Durga. It's all because you bribed Mother Durga. And if you go and if you research and find the meaning of Durga, Durga means prison. And you know any prison around the world, if you bribe the warder, what happens? You are? If a Vasan is in prison, he can have an aircon in prison. He'll have his own room with air conditioning. He'll eat his food from outside. But the facts remain, you are still in prison. You are still in prison. So we need to understand and we need to practice. We need to practice. We need to practice. How do we come out of this prison? How do we come out of this prison? We need to synchronize the heart and the mind. Heart and the mind. Because just try it now. God, I give you gratitude for this day. Say it. Everyone say it. God, I give you gratitude for this day. Did you feel something? Just the word gratitude, it creates a magnetic impulse in the region of your heart. God, I give you gratitude for today. Just say this as many times whenever you feel down, whenever you feel anger. Jessica, if you knew this, you wouldn't have felt jealous the other discourse. Whenever these 6 vices come to you, just give God gratitude. So when you give God gratitude, what happens to the thought? Because all these vices are in the mind, aren't they? All of them are embedded in the mind. When you start addressing your heart, what will happen to the energy of the mind? If you are having a magnetic reaction with your heart, that's a magnetic reaction that you felt. The mind is made of electric energy, is it not? And around your heart, we're using the word heart for a locality. What is inside the heart? So when you give gratitude, where you giving that gratitude? From the soul. And this is your consciousness which is emanating from your soul. We want it to quell the mind. We want it to quell the mind. So throughout the day, wherever you are, whether you're in traffic, you nearly meet with an accident, give God gratitude. By giving God gratitude, scientifically what you are doing?
Thanking Him.
You placing God with you in every situation of your life, aren't you? If you give God gratitude early in the morning, and then whenever you forget, whenever you get in trouble, give God gratitude. You placing God in your times of trouble. Gratitude is one of the most powerful energies that can emanate from your soul and enter the cosmos. And it reciprocates 1,000 times more than the gratitude that you give. Are you understanding? If you gave an atom of gratitude, you can get zillions of atoms of gratitude back. And you'll notice all these people that give gratitude are living a better life than those who have no gratitude. So don't take things for granted. You are a spiritual being. This material body is dead flesh. It is dead flesh. You are a spiritual being, and your constitution is to be serving the Lord 24/7. And you can only serve the Lord by giving Him gratitude. So this Diwali, up until next Diwali, measure your own spiritual success in just giving gratitude. Even when the days are not good, even when the transactions are not good, just continue giving gratitude. Jai Shri Ram.